I have such a fun story to tell about. It's not recent. It did happen a few months ago now. But I got robbed. I got my phone robbed while I was in work. And I think it would be a really funny story to tell and put out on the internet, because it was really scary at the time, but in hindsight I can laugh about it. So I'm going to tell that story. For a bit of lampshading here, to explain the general situation I was in. I was working at, I still work at, a fast food chain with a drive-thru. At the time, I usually did mornings. It was the 14th of September, 2025. I was in work. It was a 6 a.m. till 3 p.m., which meant I was going to be in the drive-thru, like, taking orders all day, and I knew this. I had this in my head, and I knew it. And usually, here's the thing, in the morning, I am a zombie. I am just doing the other things that you need to do in the morning when you're in window 1. You have the headset, and you have to take orders, but you also have to get desserts out. You have to wash all the cloths. You have to wash all in the back area. And I remember the exact time this happened, actually. It was 6:18 a.m. I put my phone down. I just taken an order. I put my phone down. I shut the window, and I walk away to finish doing the cloths. Then I look back at the window 2 minutes after I put my phone down, walked away, and started doing the cloths. I turned back to the window, and I noticed it's open. And that's weird. I thought I shut it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on my phone for a bit because I've done the cloths. And I realized I can't find my phone, and I couldn't really remember where I put it. So I spent about 10 minutes walking around the store looking for my phone. And as I'm talking to someone in the front while I'm looking, and they're telling me about the 2 really weird customers they just had. One of them walked in, and he had a bunch of credit cards, and every time he tried one, it would say it was stolen or it just wouldn't work. And the other guy stayed in for a bit and then left. You don't have to be a scientist to figure out where this is going, but in case you needed the help, the guy who left walked around the store, noticed that my phone was right, okay, to explain what my phone was, it was on top of the till. And okay, I know someone's gonna say, well, Ori, why did you leave your phone there? You're really stupid for doing that. I was very tired. I wake up at 4:30, which means I don't get a lot of sleep, because I physically cannot sleep before 10 p.m. I don't get a lot of sleep. And also, I didn't think I'd be robbed. And also, I thought the window was shut. Here's the issue, here's the thing that happened. Basically, the window does actually have an auto lock. It has an auto lock and a main lock, and I ain't used to use the main lock because I didn't see a point in it, because usually it's only used for at night when we have to lock everything up. Turns out when I shut the window, it bounced back a bit, so the auto lock didn't kick in. The guy sees this, opens the window, grabs my phone, and runs away. And I found this out because we checked the CCTV footage. I almost immediately burst into tears because, oh my god, I've been robbed. Oh my god, I've been robbed. Oh my god, I've been robbed. That literally, I did not know even what to think or what to say. Also, the worst part of this, I don't have my parents' numbers memorized. So I couldn't call my parents to tell them, hey, I've been robbed. My poor manager had to try and find my mum on Facebook or something and text her and be like, hey, this is Ari's manager. They've been robbed. Also, I forgot this part for a second. My card was in my phone, back of my phone. So my mum had to call the bank and get my card cancelled for me because I didn't know what the emergency line was. I was shitting myself. It was not even funny. Basically, my card did manage to get cancelled almost immediately. The next day I had to go into town and tell the bank, hey, I want a new one. And this might shock you, I did stay the rest of my shift after getting robbed. I know, most people would have went home. I still did that 6:30. Okay, that was the logic behind it. My logic was that if I stayed on, I would be able to distract myself. Because if I went home, all I would have been thinking is, oh my god, I've been robbed. It's also another fun bit. I have an iPad. Shock horror, I know. You probably know I have an iPad because I've posted multiple art videos on Procreate. So you know probably I have an iPad. My sister uses to find my iPhone on my iPad. She sees that it's somewhere like so far away from like considering what time they got that, it was very impressive they got that. So she shows my dad, and here's the thing about my dad. He is very, very scary. To me, he's not, because I know secretly that he's like very nice to me. But this guy's robbed my phone. This guy's robbed his, not to say I'm his favorite child, but, so, him and my brother decide, like, to go to the house. He comes to my work first. Like, he comes to my work and he's like, have you got a picture of the guy? And I don't, but my manager gives him a very good description. He goes, knocks on the door, no one answers. He puts a piece of paper with his phone number on it through the letterbox, like saying, call me. And then on my iPad, because it's got emergency mode, or it's like lost mode, I think it's called, he puts that on my phone and then says, he uses a blue car out the side, you better call me back now. The blue will match the beta, or something like that. I could probably pull it up actually. He never got a call back, by the way. And I found out later on the reason why. He got like arrested 2 days after he stole my phone. Not for stealing my phone, by the way. He got arrested for a list, like a litany of other things. Including, but not limited to, 4 days even. He got arrested on the 18th. He didn't have a house, he didn't live anywhere. He got charged for possession of Class A drugs, failing to appear in court, breach of court order, 2 counts of fraud, blackmail, owning a bladed article, or possessing one, theft by finding, theft of a pedal cycle. Those are like the most interesting parts of it, which is shocking, but you know. So when I got home from work, I just sat on Find My iPhone and just watched my phone, and it went from like the house that it was at originally to a house like a bit further away, to a street, a very specific street. And I was looking at that street and thinking, okay. And so I like Google Mapped it, and it was a tech shop. They had sold my phone to a. And here's the thing: one thing I did find out that fateful day was that, oh my god, do iPhones last a while? Because like, it was still almost basically fully charged when it was still at that tech shop. What the hell? How did that happen? But also, it was tracking really well. So I was thinking, okay, well that means that they haven't managed to break into it, which makes sense because it's on lost mode and you need my password. You know, we tell the police. They've given me a crime number by this point because it was a crime. We had called the police. I don't think I said that at the start. We called the police almost immediately. My manager called the police to me, and they were like, okay, we'll check out the shop. My dad tried to go into the shop, but they refused to give him the phone. So the police go to the shop, and I don't know what's happening. I didn't know when they were going to go to the shop. So I'm checking Find My iPhone at home. By this point, it had been like, I want to say this was the Wednesday, but genuinely, it could have been a Saturday. No, it would have been the Wednesday because I was working both days of the weekend. It would have been the Wednesday. I sat just looking at Find My iPhone, staring at it, and I noticed it starts moving. And it goes to the police station, and I'm thinking, okay, that's really good actually. This is great. This is amazing. That means someone, like, okay, no, I remember very vividly. It was on like a really big intersection for ages, and then it went to the police station. So I was thinking, like, maybe they threw it out a window or something, and then like someone found it and just brought it to the police. I don't know, I was just guessing. And then I noticed it moving. I remember it was just going everywhere. It went to Costco, it went to McDonald's, it went to a gas station, and I was updating my family group chat because, like, I didn't know what was going on. That's my phone. I was updating the family group chat, and then I noticed it was getting, like, slowly closer and closer to my house. And I was thinking, that's really weird. Why is he getting so close to the house, you know? Turns out, what happened was my dad lied about when the police were going to go get it. He had picked it up from the police station and was driving around pretending he had no idea what was going on. But I got my phone back. the guy got arrested. He's in court in March. I'm recording this in like February, like mid to late February. Yeah, that is the story about how my phone got robbed. If I had to have a moral of this story, it would be, don't be stupid. Don't leave your phone in random stupid places. Keep it on you at all times if you work in a fast food environment, especially if you work in a fast food environment, but like just in general. If you need to, sew pockets into your pants. Genuinely, just keep your phone on you, or somewhere where you know it's safe. Oh my god. Never get robbed. This is just a reminder, if you like the art that you see in this video, you should follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter. Maybe Twitter. My link tree's in the description, because it's just easiest for me to put a link tree then than every single one of my links. But my link tree's in the description. It's also got my website, my portfolio website, if you just want to check that out. Yeah. Bye!